Hello, everybody. I'm Jimmy Pardo. I am the host of the very popular podcast, Never Not Funny. You like it in audio, you're going to love the video.
Please don't take this person out. Would you politely go to hell?
Boy, that sounds like a good show.
Relishing on your own.
Give me one example of what you think people are doing wrong raising their children. Give me one example, because I have a child now.
Well, number one, saying we have to go back to like it used to be.
What does that mean?
It wasn't good. We didn't raise children right in the 50s and 60s. It was make pretend, and we didn't raise them right. Most people that take parenting class, most people, if you told someone you wanted to be a dentist, and they go, "Oh, when do you start dental school?" I'm not going to. Well, I feel, my personal opinion, that's the way it should be raising kids. Are there a few people in this world, 5-10%, that wouldn't need to get into parental classes? Absolutely. Maybe it's.
But who's going to teach that class? Who's going to teach a parenting
any class?
class?
It's patience. It's not about. It's anything. It's something that would make you raise your children properly. It's something that would make you be in a happy relationship. Patience. It's hard to have patience. That's why people end up, even if they don't.
Especially if you didn't go to dental school.
Yeah. I think that people.
That's a good fucking joke. That's a nice play on puns.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, patience.
Yeah, see what I did there?
I like it.
Neither of us got it.
That's wordplay, and that was gorgeous.
I'm sorry.
And that just means, and what that proves right here.
We don't listen.
Is number one, you don't listen. Number two, I'm a little bit quicker than you two. That's what we've just learned.
Or that was the worst pun you've ever done in your life.
Why are you doing that? So anyway.
So go ahead.
But you're not, anything I say that makes sense, I love you, Jimmy, but you're not going to go, hey, there's some truth to that.
No, that's not fair. Matt, I don't shit on everything. If somebody makes a good point.
All I'm saying is
He's very supportive in a very limited capacity.
I already said that not everybody applies to this, but I'm saying it's a few amount. Yeah, most people that bring children in this world, that, I'm not saying you had to be from a family that physically abused you, but there's a lot of yelling going on, that's why most people, when they get in their first relationship, they were given no tools to how to deal with anger. And as cheesy as it sounds and people spit on it, timeouts work, even in relationships. Even in relationships, you get into a fight, if you go, look, you go upstairs, I'll go downstairs. Timeouts are miraculous. And if you grew up and all your parents did was do timeouts, probably when you were 16 and you got in your first relationship, what else would you know than to go, you know what, I need to get away from you for 10 minutes.
All right, and maybe that makes sense if you're in an argument or something, but let's say the kid keeps pushing the television off the TV stand. First of all, that's a strong kid. Second of all,
he keeps doing it.
Yeah, we keep buying new TVs.
The one time that it breaks, and then he just.
But and listen, I'm not condoning hitting, but grounding.
You're saying under the guidelines of proper.
I'm saying a timeout for a kid that keeps breaking the same vase.
You know what? If here's what I say, because when I've talked about this, I always hypothetically go, I know if someone is listening, they're sitting in their house with the scenario of, oh, but what if this? You know what? Here, I'm going to put it this way. I guarantee a professional who doesn't believe in it would have an answer. And I'm sarcastically saying this. I've said it to anyone who, as soon as you say timeouts work, goes right to a scenario that one won't. Like, what about if a kid runs out in the middle of the street? Like they're dying to have a reason to hit their kid. How about this? If you really wanted to bring a child into the world and always try to do timeouts and always try to do that, and you went to a professional and you give him your problem, the one where you think, if he doesn't have an answer, you get to hit your kid, and then everybody's happy. But I guarantee you'll have an answer. I guarantee if you went to a professional and said, what do I do if they do this? They run out in the street. Is there ever a time to, he's not going to go.
When can I hit my kid? I'm very serious now.
When? I don't know if there would, if you were the most, I'll tell you what, if you don't work it into the curriculum and you ever have it happen, I don't think it means you're the worst person in the world. But when you work it into the curriculum, you're always going to go over that line. How about you don't work it in, and God forbid you lose your temper one day and something happens, not physical abuse, but a little, you're not the worst person in the world. But I don't see working into the curriculum. I see you try not to do it. If it happens, guess what? You doesn't mean you're not a bad parent.
Let me ask you this.
A good parent.
You're not my kid. Can I punch you right now?
Yes.
For boring the fuck out of me?
Yes.
I'm kidding, of course, when I say any of that. I don't disagree with anything you said, Todd, and I'm willing to take your class. We have Oliver. We keep him in a cage. Now, you tell me if that's wrong. He's 7 months old. We don't hit him.
Sure.
We don't hit him, but we put him in a cage.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that sounds a little much. It sounds a little.
We don't hit him.
What about this? Okay, I know how you feel about hitting. What about shaking?
Shaking is all right.
Okay.
By the way, you might go like, oh, someone out there listening, I'm a paranoid person. Go, whoa, what did Todd? What does he know? The things I'm mentioning are just common sense. I don't think it takes a brain surgeon, which I'm not, to figure out. Yeah, that might make sense, but. That's all. And but by the way, we're talking about that 1 minute, then the next minute we're talking about something else. It's just whatever. You know what I say? The rules I wanted for my podcast. I didn't want to do what I do in my act. I'm always worried what the audience is thinking, and I can somewhat half half-assed and make it make sense. Well, they're paying, and I want to keep working clubs. Sometimes you got to make exceptions. When we're sitting around my house talking, we have a fire pit in my backyard. Never do we go, are we being serious for too long? Is this it? No, you just do. 1 minute you're being silly, the next minute you're being serious, and we just take the roller coaster, and that's what we do.
Episode 306 in the can.